Do you want to be part of the Slam? All you got to do is use hashtag the Slam on Twitter and tweet us at Tango with Ango and at TonyPizzaGuy, and we will read your best tweets and comments on the next episode of the Slam. What's going on, everybody? I am your host, Ango, and Royal Rumble weekend has officially concluded. A lot of stuff happening, guys. If I'm going to be honest, Royal Rumble was a huge show. For me in particular, I loved it. There was so much that I loved. And you guys can hear about my thoughts on the first ever Slam post show. We did a live post show. First one I've ever done. So we had that over 400 plus viewers. Again, thank you to everybody who supported the show. 400 plus viewers, guys. And that review is actually up. So I'll go ahead and throw up a video card here on screen. Go ahead and click that if you guys want to watch the review. I had TonyPizzaGuy join me as well for that. Really cool show. Ronda Rousey showed up. And of course, everybody wants to know what's happening with Rousey. So before we jump into that, go ahead and follow me on Twitter, guys, at Tango with Tango. That's, I do a lot of live tweeting, a lot of polls, all that good stuff. In fact, we're going to make a poll while we're doing this video. What do you guys think of WWE Royal Rumble 2018? And let's see what kind of votes we get. Thumbs up or thumbs down. And usually we get a really good response with these, so I'm really curious to know what people think. Obviously, with Royal Rumble, guys, a lot of people like to fantasy book, and it's something that I do pretty often. But today's video is not about fantasy booking. It's not about opinion or speculation. It's about facts, and we got something pretty big. Immediately after Ronda Rousey came out, after the Women's Royal Rumble match, Rousey, ESPN, other media outlets announced that she has officially signed a full-time WWE contract. Huge news. This is huge on many levels because Ronda Rousey comes from a combat sports background, one that requires legitimate skill inside the octagon. And I'm not saying wrestling doesn't require skill. You definitely do need that. But the idea of physically fighting somebody just requires, in my mind, and don't get me wrong, this is not a comparison, but it requires a lot of skill, a lot of training, a lot of effort, and it's not easy. So Ronda Rousey obviously comes out to WWE, and they made it happen, guys. And a lot of people didn't think this was happening, and we've talked about it on previous episodes of the Slam. So for me personally, I'm happy this happened on the Slam, but I want to talk to you guys a little bit about like the contract terms, some of the things that we can expect from Rousey. One of them being this is a full-time WWE contract. So like the likes of Charlotte, Sasha Banks, Natalya, Becky Lynch, we got Ronda Rousey on a full-time contract. One of the things that really made me nervous was whether or not Ronda Rousey would be like a Brock Lesnar or Goldberg. That doesn't seem to be the case. And in fact, it seems like WWE has the option for multiple years on this agreement, along with Ronda Rousey. Ronda has come out and she's always been a pro wrestling fan. We saw her featured on a WrestleMania card prior to her WWE debut tonight. But obviously, with that being said, we do have to consider that Rousey did come from the UFC. And I think storyline-wise, I don't know. I think there's a lot of potential here. And with her being a legitimate badass, I feel like the full-time route is the best thing that we're going to get from Ronda Rousey. We don't know if it's going to be against Charlotte, Asuka, Alexa Bliss, but she pointed at the WrestleMania sign. WrestleMania is the biggest show of the year. This is going to make a lot of sense. So why did Rousey sign full-time with WWE? More than likely, Ronda Rousey will not be seen in a UFC octagon. And let's be honest, her last two fights in the UFC were pretty poor. So it's almost like it's a good thing that she's no longer doing UFC. But I feel like her name is still so big. And, you know, for so long, so many people were waiting to see what would happen with Ronda Rousey. People that I know that aren't fans of wrestling are tweeting about it. They're talking about it on Facebook. And they're talking about it in my comment section. So people know who Ronda Rousey is. And the association between Rousey, UFC, and WWE will bring a legitimate fan base to WWE that they may have not had before. This also brings in more casual fans, more people that... I feel like this would bring in more people that weren't necessarily exposed to WWE or maybe didn't want to stick around, but now they have a reason to do so. So for me, personally, signing Rousey to a full-time deal makes a lot of sense, and I'm really excited to see what they end up doing with Rousey. Raw or Smackdown, we don't know, and we don't know who Asuka is going to compete against for the Women's Championship belt. So if she's going to compete with Charlotte or Alexa Bliss, we just don't know. That's crazy. 2018 is already off to a hot start with WWE and pro wrestling for that matter. For those who don't know, Asuka and Nakamura won the Royal Rumble. So, two professional wrestlers from Japan, both winning their respective Rumble matches. It was definitely a historical night, and a lot of people may not even know that because Rousey coming out may have overshadowed that. And if you don't like that, I get it. I understand. But Rousey is a big name. So now that we know that she's on a full-time schedule, who will Rousey actually feud with? A lot of possibilities. And I think with that being said, with all those possibilities, we just have to keep in mind a couple different things, guys. We have to keep in mind who can really bring enough value that can match Ronda Rousey. Natalya is a great wrestler. Storyline-wise, it's not going to work out the way that we want it to. And maybe full-time is not the best thing for Rousey. We still don't know how she's going to compete in the ring. We don't know anything about that. But obviously, her major feud, the one that she kicks off her WWE career with, it has to be with somebody big. And the only person, or the only two people that could really match that would be Asuka or Charlotte Flair. Then, of course, being a full-timer, yes, put her in the ring with Becky Lynch. Put her in the ring with Mickie James, Dana Brooke. Whoever else you want to put in there. That stuff doesn't matter. And that's why it's such a big deal. You know, that's why this is such a big show. And if I'm going to be honest... I feel like this is why WWE does such big things. Because they know how to use their superstars in ways that have never been done. You might see it as overshadowing, guys, but this is a game changer. In the WWE history books, Asuka won the first ever Women's Royal Rumble match. I don't think anybody can take that away from her. But on the very same night in which the women main event a major pay-per-view, they had the debut of Rowdy Ronda Rousey. It was really interesting to see how ESPN and Bleacher Report and everybody automatically had videos of interviews with Ronda Rousey immediately after the debut. It doesn't sound like it was really that much of a secret. And it makes sense. Number 30 in the Royal Rumble, we didn't get Trish Stratus. So Rousey signing a full-time WWE contract just makes sense on so many levels. And she didn't have to spoil Asuka's first loss. Now, if I'm the WWE and you want to give Asuka her first loss, the only two people in my mind that can even remotely do that based on their value to the WWE would be Charlotte and Ronda Rousey. So I really want to know what you guys think, obviously, in the comment section down below. That's your guys' territory. You guys could check us out on the Slam here on TonyPizza.com. The Slam has been killing it lately, all because of you guys. And, of course, we got the Raw post show. So if you guys are watching this on Monday night of January 29th, 2018, I expect to see you guys live immediately after Raw. So let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. Again, thank you guys so much for watching. This is your boy Ango at Tango with Tango. Rousey signed a full-time WWE contract, option for multiple years, big money contract. What do you guys think will happen with her? And let me know in the comment section down below. As always, I'll see you guys on the next episode of The Slam.